So I started jiu-jitsu when I was about 12 years old, driving with my dad. He was driving me home from soccer practice. We saw the school sign like opening soon. And we met my first professor there. You know, they were still like building out the gym and stuff. He made us do some like shrimps, like hip escapes, like little basic things, and you know, started from there. I started training about 2.5 years ago with Lucas Lepri, just training like really hard, like trying to go after, you know, my goals like competitively. And then last year I fought the Worlds in the gi, and I made it to the final, and then I lost the final by 2 points. So it was like, you know, I had like a lot of matches, and then like I lost in the final. But I wasn't like super upset about the loss. Like I was happy about my tournament and like my effort and everything. And then so it was good to like end the year like on a good note. Like probably like some people, I think like when they get challenged, like they kind of crumble. And then other people, they rise from that. So, I like to visualize a lot. That's something that I did like on and off, but I feel like the more that I do it, the more like I put myself in that situation, the more like when I get there, it's gonna be familiar. So like for example, when I did the Worlds as a brown belt, it's my first year as a brown belt, I was visualizing it all the time before that, like in the preparation. So I could like always see myself like winning the matches. And then like when I got there, got really sick, I was like bedridden, and I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to compete. 2-3 days before that, I was like, man, I had to go to the emergency room. They put me on a bunch of antibiotics because I was like puking like crazy. I was like super dehydrated. They put me like on IV. And then like 2 days before I competed was supposed to be the day that I traveled. So I got to California, rested the whole day. And then like the day before the tournament, I was like, okay, let me train a little bit. So I like trained a little bit slow, and then like I felt okay, but I was severely like underweight. Like I like lost like almost 10 pounds. But I visualized myself being there like in the tournament so much. Like when I got there, like I didn't even think about that. Like it just felt like a normal day, like I was supposed to be there. And then like match after match after match, it was just like almost like a flow state. Like I just felt like really, really good. I think I had a bye, and then I had 4 matches. I was able to submit 3 of them. And then I had a pretty good, like I think it was semifinal was the only one I didn't submit, but I had like won by like a lot of points. So it was a good tournament. Like I felt great. And then I replicated the same thing like for no-gi Worlds, like going to the biggest tournament in the gi, like getting the final, and then like winning no-gi Worlds. Like that was probably like the biggest moment, like competitive wise for me, like the happiest moment as a competitor. So like in jiu-jitsu, like every single day is a struggle. You're getting like choked, you're getting mounted. The biggest thing is like using jiu-jitsu to help you become a better person, using jiu-jitsu to help you grow, to get mentally stronger. And I think that carries, you know, outside the mats. For sure. I think it's like a tool for people to grow like both inside and outside the mat, you know? Teaching's taught me to be like patient for sure. So you have to be patient because a lot of people aren't gonna get things like right away. Taught me to be kind of like more of a perfectionist. I'm like kind of a perfectionist. I'm not gonna teach anything that I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna teach anything that I don't know would work or that I wouldn't use like myself, you know? So I love like challenging myself. So like for me, every single day, like I like to train. Like I like doing things that I know are gonna be hard. When people come to train, especially when they come to train for the first time, they have no idea what they're doing. You know, they see these people like rolling, they're like, oh my God, like what am I getting myself into? You know what I mean? You get in there, and then like I see people like rolling in like the fundamentals class or doing like specific training and stuff like that, and they like challenge themselves, and then they realize like it's not that bad at the end, and then they just want to come back again. It's like an addicting feeling, you know, like when you is like overcoming that challenge. What I like about teaching is it's fulfilling to like teach something, and then like I see a student like actually doing that thing, and then they're like happy that they did it. It's like, for me, it's like awesome. So I always try to encourage like new people, like new students, that it's totally normal to be feeling frustrated or like, you know, like you don't know what you're doing, like you shouldn't be here, like you don't belong. It's like, man, don't worry about it. Like every single person in jiu-jitsu goes through the exact same thing. I don't know, like I feel like jiu-jitsu is just constantly growing. You know, both gi and no-gi. I think no-gi is probably growing a little more rapidly to the mainstream, but I think jiu-jitsu is like, you know, it's a growing sport. Like people are liking it more and more. So I don't think so. I see it like growing a lot, and more and more opportunities coming for the athletes. Yeah, I don't see it plateauing anytime soon. Definitely, like I can't even like begin to think about like what I would be doing if I didn't do jiu-jitsu. In school, like I didn't have like the best grades. I wasn't like a failing student, but I always was like C's, you know what I mean? Like just average. And like I was always like in school, was like I felt like I didn't belong like being there. I don't know, it fell into like my life, I guess, at a perfect time. And there was a while where like I didn't train when I was like maybe like 14 or so for like almost a year and a half, 2 years. And then there was another time later when I got injured and I had to stop, but that was just because of injury. Like I was still like watching and doing stuff like that. But jiu-jitsu is always, I can't even begin to think about like what I would be doing if I didn't do jiu-jitsu. I like things that are challenging, you know, things that I have to like figure out. And like jiu-jitsu is like a constant evolution. Like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so I want to be as good as I can be everywhere. You know, I love jiu-jitsu because it's like constant evolution. I'm just trying to evolve as quickly as I can with the art. I want to definitely make an impact. In my mind, like the ultimate goal always since I started was always to be a black belt world champion. So that's like the ultimate goal for me, is black belt world champion, and just win as many times as I can.